Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. A crazy busy Friday. Everything from Kabam finally giving us back some Tier 4 class Catalyst selectors and Catalyst bundles, though I still think this is a little bit on the pricey side for the month of November. Normally, if it wasn't Cyber Weekend, I would feel maybe differently about it, but it's Cyber Weekend month, you know? It's going to be Cyber Weekend in, 3 weeks? So, save your cash when possible. If you're spending it, buy the Daily Throne Breakers instead. Bide your time, enjoy those stamps. With that being said, I have always felt that Rocket Raccoon was a fun champion to use. My favorite thing about Rocket Raccoon is the special 2. Not only is the animation beautiful, but literally the champion can be explosive. The problem is he is a glass cannon champion. What does that mean? That means that he can't survive very long without getting knocked out. Health pool's not high. I guess it makes sense, right? He's a raccoon. So when they said Rocket Raccoon was getting buffed in November, I was surprised because if there was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy that definitely needed to be buffed first, it was everybody's favorite champion to complain about, Groot. He is a meme unto himself in this game. So I thought, let's take a look at the specifics. Shout out to my man Brian Shadowstrike, who has kept me updated on so many forum posts from Kabam trying to fix the matchmaking, shall we say, scam that's going on right now with so many people and take people off the leaderboards, top battlegrounds for it, to Alliance Quest getting an update later on this month, including maybe some better rewards, particularly for the Glory Store, which feels incredibly outdated after the Catalyst Store came into the contest. Okay, so here is Rocket Raccoon. Ain't no thing like Rocket Cept Rocket, the Keystone Quadrant's most notoriously cranky furball. He's a master of gadgets with an affinity for heavy weapons, and is always down for a heist, especially if it involves blowing things up. He may be ornery, but he is extremely loyal, or is it honery? Is it a silent R? Extremely loyal to his teammates in Guardians of the Galaxy, just don't call him a raccoon. Alright, so we got the base stats. Damage high, ease of use, real high, no utility, no defender strength. He's definitely not a defender. He appears to still be a Rocket Raccoon of glass cannon. Rocket's new kit is here. His kit has been upgraded with the latest technology to enhance his abilities. As a scavenger, Rocket spends his time gathering scrap metal to make weapons of mass destruction. Players will be using his critical hits to chip away at the opponent's weapons and armor to gain scrap metal, which he can spend using his special attacks to gain different forms of utility. Which is interesting, because if it's different forms of utility, why would he have a 1 on utility? If Rocket is feeling pressured by his opponent, he can also use his scrap metal to build a shield system which grants him a ton of defense. His signature ability is also incredibly strong, giving him a powerful heal block when combined with armor breaks from his heavy attack. He is still tech. He's got bleed, he's got rupture, he's got armor break, he's got armor, he's got precision. Strengths and weaknesses. Strengths, active armor break. Rocket has incredibly powerful armor break debuffs, which he can access to on his heavy attack and special 2. Stacking these leads to powerful utility when combining with the signature ability, as well as just a metric ton of damage. So, heavy attack and special 2. That's the first takeaway from this. The strong shield system. Rocket's shield system allows him to minimize damage when dealing with dangerous threats. After consuming scrap metal, Rocket's shield system activates when struck to grant him resistances and armor, powerful heal block, and power control. With Rocket's signature ability unlocked, Rocket's armor breaks now also inflict a passive heal block, letting him deal with the mass amounts of regen found in the mutant class. This also denies the opponent power by power burning them whenever they do try to heal. That's fascinating. Rocket Raccoon has some really fascinating, unique utility. Let's just call a spade a spade. Weaknesses. Glass cannon. Rocket's absurdly high damage output is matched with his absurdly low health pool. A devastating blow can often lead to Rocket falling quickly in battle. This can be somewhat negated by building a shield system, however, it will take scrap to do so. Armor break. Rocket's shield system is still an armor up effect, and thus can be removed by armor break abilities. Be careful when using Rocket against certain champions. Spinning scrap metal on a shield system that breaks immediately could lead to your downfall. Scrap metal max 50. Even while in a fight, Rocket actively hunts for metal scraps to make weapons of mass destruction. reading the phrase weapons of mass destruction for somebody in their mid-30s just hits harder than it would somebody who is younger. Those of you who know, you know. I feel almost ethically convicted when reading this casually for a game. All of Rocket's attack gain increased critical rating by 370.59 for each hit in the combo meter. Whenever Rocket lands a critical... By the way, increased attack critical rating for each hit in the combo meter. Hello, Star-Lord. Whenever Rocket lands a critical hit, Rocket chips away at the opponent's armor and weapons, granting him 2 scrap metal. This value becomes 3 when fighting against metal champions. Oh, well, there are a lot of metal champions out there. Whenever an armor break effect removes an armor up buff from the opponent, Rocket steals the armor pieces and gains 10 scrap metal. Shield system, whenever Rocket dashes back and holds block for 1.2 seconds, he will use 25 scrap metal to construct a dormant shield system to protect him from threats. That makes me think of Falcon. When Rocket is struck with the dormant shield system, it will activate and last for 6 seconds. Activated shield systems grant the following effects: armor rating, physical resistance, special attack resistance, combo shield. And the shield system can also block unblockable attacks from mutant champions. Yeah, Sauron, take that. A shield system will activate early when Rocket would be struck by a mutant's unblockable attack. Rocket's old shield system has been upgraded with the latest scrap metal technology. We combined all 3 of the effects, but at the same time added the scrap metal cost to build it. This allows Rocket to gain some incredible defense to prevent him from getting melted in an instant. However, it will consume precious resources to be maintained. I don't know how often that'll be used. I just can't imagine. But, I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. Heavy attack. First hit of heavy attack consumes 10 scrap metal to inflict the armor break debuff. Max 5. This armor break lasts 15 seconds and reduces armor rating by 233. So, build up to a special 2. Parry heavy, special 2. That's going to be fun. This active armor break is a powerful tool since it acts as a shortcut to inflict heal block on the opponent with Rocket's signature ability. However, it is a long duration armor break, bringing it a ton of utility when fighting against numerous different champions. Special attack 1. Each hit inflicts a rupture debuff, dealing 2477 physical damage over 12 seconds. Consumes 15 scrap metal. Special attack 1 is used to inflict a ton of damage and to deny the opponent power gain in exchange for scrap metal. Use it wisely to deny the opponent special 3. Okay, so really if the opponent's getting close to a special 3, I feel like that's when you use it. But the special 2 is still Rocket's staple. Rocket takes all of his scrap metal and constructs a destructive grenade. Rocket gains up to 1,431.56 increased attack rating for the final explosion based on the amount of scrap metal consumed. This explosion inflicts an armor break debuff lasting 30 seconds and reducing armor rating by up to 1,520.69 based on the amount of scrap metal consumed. Now, I will say this about the special attack too. It's really easy to dex historically. So that's, I'm sure, still going to come into effect or in play, which is why, even though we're talking about him on defense, he's not going to be a defender. He's just not. If they keep the same animations, especially. Special attack 3, the big blaster. Rocket uses scrap metal to make the big blaster to annihilate his opponent's power bar. Consume all scrap metal to inflict a 12-second power drain debuff, draining up to 2 bars of the opponent's power based on the amount of scrap metal consumed. While his power drain is active, the opponent also is passively special locked. This devastating blast also inflicts a bleed debuff, dealing 8,809.6 direct damage over 30 seconds. Rocket Special 3 leads to an incredibly potent power drain and special lock. This special gets more powerful as you reach maximum scrap metal, so only use it when you've got a lot. Alright, signature ability Master Technician. While the opponent is under the effect of an armor break debuff, they are passively heal blocked. Whenever the opponent would gain health from regeneration, they are inflicted with a power drain debuff, draining 1 to 5% of their current power over 75 seconds. Also, crit resistance and block proficiency. Since Rocket's previous signature ability was moved to his base kit, we wanted a new ability that really allows him to shine in the tech class. That is awesome. Synergy bonuses, Winter Soldier Misty Knight. Pretty cool. Yondu. Special attack 2, Fury increased by 50%, not bad. Drax, Ronin, Star-Lord, Groot, Gamora. Recommended masteries, Collar Tech. I'm not putting any points in that. Deep Wounds, block proficiency. Okay. I'm fascinated. Rocket looks to have some really amazing utility, but he's still a glass cannon champion. And somebody that uses suicides, I don't know. I don't think I would use him. But, I mean, I will always take somebody who's more fun to use in the arena, if nothing else. Are you excited about him? Are you actually going to rank him up? Remember, we can get a guaranteed 6-star Rocket Raccoon according to the patch notes if you missed that video. I posted it earlier on the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, have a good day.